bien, ingresamos entonces al reanudar la sesión con el punto quinto, que es la conmemoración del 16º aniversario del terremoto del 12 de enero de 2010.
Which is the commemoration of the 16th anniversary of the January 12, 2010 earthquake in Haiti. Following a request sent by the Permanent Mission of Haiti, we will proceed to the commemoration of the 16th anniversary of the devastating earthquake on January 12, 2010. This earthquake had a profound impact on Haiti and led to the loss of thousands of lives. As some of the delegations that took the floor this morning already mentioned. So we are going to pay tribute to the victims and underscore the strength and resilience of the people of Haiti, reiterating our support and solidarity with the brotherly Republic of Haiti. That said, I'm honored to give the floor to the distinguished delegation of Haiti. Thank you, Chair. Chair, first of all, I would like to thank you for having included on the order of business the commemoration of the tragic earthquake that took place in Haiti on January 12, 2010. And this commemoration is extremely important for Haiti. It's an opportunity for us to salute the memory of 350,000 victims, both Haitian and foreign, and also to reiterate our appreciation of international solidarity and also a chance to look at some of the main factors underlying the recurrent tragedies in Haiti with a clear eye. January 12, 2010, the earth shook in Haiti. My country would face one of the worst natural disasters ever recorded worldwide, and the earthquake was a 7 on the Richter scale, and it devastated Port-au-Prince, our capital. And it led to both mourning and disarray, despair. We had approximately 300,000 injured, 250,000 dead, and many more who were left homeless. And there were about $10 billion in damage, which is about 135% of our GDP in Haiti in the year 2009. Chair, in the face of the scope of this catastrophe, international solidarity showed up very quickly, and we saw rescue operations from around the world, which joined our national rescue efforts to look through the rubble to find the dead and the injured. During record time, we received humanitarian assistance at a massive scale, which allowed us to assist our population. We all recognize and salute the resilience of the people of Haiti. And this is also a chance for me to thank, on behalf of the Haitian people, all of these sisterly international organizations which, in one way or another, provided assistance to my country. Chair, it's true the international solidarity in Haiti following the tragic earthquake was overwhelming. It is also true, however, that my country is still trying to stand up due to its levels of vulnerability. It's not just the scope of the earthquake itself that led to the tragedy, but above all, the level of Haiti's vulnerability which is largely due to a development approach that creates more dependence than truly facilitating any development. Chair, the Republic of Haiti believes in the principles of humanitarian aid in disaster situations, but we also recognize the limits of the humanitarian approach. Aid is only effective if it actually helps us get beyond that aid, and that is why we believe that, given the situation of vulnerability, Haiti needs massive investment. It needs economic progress in order to rebuild its infrastructure, create jobs, and return dignity to the most vulnerable, allowing them to play an active role in their full economic and financial autonomy. And therefore, I would like to once again thank the Friends of Haiti who have assisted us in overcoming this test. And with this in mind, Chair, I would like to ask, if I may, that the Organization of American States give 1 minute of silence in memory of the victims of the Haitian earthquake on the 12th of January, 2010. 1 minute of silence for the victims in Haiti on this 16th anniversary.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Reanudo el uso de la palabra.
I return the use of the floor to Haiti. Chair, thank you for giving us that minute of silence in memory of the victims in Haiti. I would give you back the floor in order to continue the session.
Gracias.
Thank you very much to the Haitian delegation. And so we will give the floor to the delegations that would like to request the floor. Argentina is recognized. Thank you very much, Chair. In this context and in this commemoration, which is something that is still very sensitive, given the minute of silence that was just given to us in order to commemorate the memory of the victims of the January 12th, 2010 earthquake in Haiti, we would like to thank you very much for requesting this item be included on today's agenda. This is an opportunity for us all to remember the victims of that tragedy that took place now 16 years ago. In this context, we would like to reiterate the historic commitment that Argentina has made when it comes to humanitarian assistance for the Republic of Haiti in the face of emergencies, disasters, or humanitarian crises through the White Helmets Commission in our Ministry of Foreign Relations, Foreign Trade. Following the January 2010 earthquake, from the projects for strengthening capacities, we added a rapid response mission, and the volume of assistance from Argentina to this Caribbean nation grew exponentially. We worked with supplies, necessities, volunteers, doctors, disaster experts from our country who worked on the ground side by side with the volunteers from the Haitian people. Following the tragedy, our country continued to work alongside Haiti in many different areas in order to strengthen its national capacities with water and sanitation, healthcare, community services, food and nutrition security, as well as strengthening communities' early alert, reducing disaster risk, strengthening institutional frameworks in national agencies for risk management, among others. Finally, we would like to take this opportunity to reiterate that Argentina maintains that historic dedication and solidarity to Haiti through which multidimensional crises which it now faces and the need to move toward restabilization of its security. And that is why it is indispensable for us to fulfill not only the electoral timeline proposed for this year, but also to move forward in our development strategy for economic and social development, as suggested very clearly by the permanent representative of Haiti when he spoke this morning. These objectives are all part of the OAS roadmap for Haiti. Therefore, we will continue to support and collaborate with the General Secretariat for that roadmap's implementation. And obviously, Argentina will continue to work alongside Haiti in this endeavor. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador. Brazil is recognized. Thank you very much, Chair. Today we are remembering an event that 16 years ago left a profound mark on rebuilding Haiti. That is the January 12, 2010 earthquake. The history of that country is a testimony to the Haitian people's resilience and the determination to build a better future despite all of the political, economic, and natural adversities that have beset its territory. Brazil pays tribute to the memory of hundreds of thousands of people who died in the disaster, including 21 Brazilian citizens, including members of the military and civil society, as well as Dr. Zilda Arnes, who was the founder of Pastoral de Criança. She had an incredible professional experience recognized by PAHO and was a victim of the tragic disaster in 2010. To commemorate this date, our embassy in Brazil in Port-au-Prince has organized, in concert with various partners, a ceremony at the Brazilian Cultural Center to pay tribute to the victims. And the event had representatives from various sectors of civil society, artists, politicians, diplomats, and the international community. Chair, for many years now, Brazil has shown its solidarity with Haiti concretely when it comes to security, as well as economic, political, and social issues. Sectors such as family farming, healthcare, and security have been some of the most outstanding areas where we've been focusing Brazilian support. Particularly just after the 2010 earthquake, Brazil donated to Haiti about 4,000 tons of food, water, medication, clothes, and other humanitarian articles. And there were 3 ships, 7 planes, which carried out over 150 flights. I also remember that over 37,000 Brazilian members of the military joined the UN Peace Force in that country from 2004 to 2017. Brazil was also one of the great donors to the Haitian Reconstruction Fund following the 2010 earthquake, contributing about $55 million at the time. Dear colleagues, traditionally, in Brazilian diplomacy, whenever we want to really contribute to lasting stability in Haiti, we must provide a comprehensive response. It's long-term and gives impetus to support an economic, socioeconomic, and institutional progress, working in particular with Haitian youth. We continue to provide wide-ranging cooperation with Haiti and recently offered a course for training National Police Force officers. And in October, we held a Center for Technical and Professional Training in Lequei. To conclude, Chair, I'd like to reiterate our commitment to continuing to work closely with Haiti for all interested parties in order to integrate our efforts together as Haiti overcomes the multidimensional crisis that it faces, so that this brotherly country may move forward toward a more prosperous, democratic, and safe future. I would also like to wish most success to the Haitian team in its game against Brazil. But that goes for the entire World Cup. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ambassador Benoni. St. Kitts and Nevis is recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis joins this august body in solemn remembrance of the devastating earthquake that struck the Republic of Haiti on 12th January 2010, claiming hundreds of thousands of lives, displacing millions, and inflicting profound human, social, and economic loss. Today we honor not only the memory of those who perished, but also the extraordinary courage and resilience of the Haitian people. From a nation of historical overcomers emerged from the rubble and the sorrow valiant women and men who, despite unimaginable hardships, have continued to rebuild their communities even in the face of persistent challenges, to preserve their culture and to affirm their dignity. Their perseverance stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit of the first Black Republic and the first nation of the Americas to achieve independence. St. Kitts and Nevis recalls the solidarity shown across our Caribbean and hemispheric families in the aftermath of the tragedy. My federation, together with our CARICOM partners and the wider international community, extended humanitarian assistance, technical support, and unwavering moral encouragement to our Haitian brothers and sisters, not merely as an act of charity, but equally as an expression of shared history, shared humanity, and shared destiny within the Americas. Haiti's story is inseparable from the story of freedom in this hemisphere. Its 1804 revolution inspired liberation movements throughout the region and affirmed the universal principles of liberty and self-determination. It is therefore our collective responsibility to ensure that Haiti is not defined by this or any other disaster, nor by ensuing crises, but by its enduring contributions and its future promise. As we commemorate this tragic anniversary, St. Kitts and Nevis reaffirms its confidence that Haiti and the Haitian people will continue to rise, drawing strength from their rich heritage, creativity, and resilience. We share the vision that Haiti will reclaim and advance its rightful place of leadership among the nations of the Americas, contributing once more in full measure to regional stability, prosperity, and democratic development. In this spirit, we call for sustained international cooperation, respect for Haitian ownership of its development path, and a renewed commitment to peace, institution building, and inclusive growth. Let our remembrance today strengthen our resolve to stand with Haiti, not only in moments of crisis, but in the long journey toward recovery, renewal, and progress. In honoring the past, we commit to the future. St. Kitts and Nevis stands in steadfast solidarity with the people and government of Haiti, confident that with unity of purpose and faith in their own resilience, Haiti will continue to overcome. Thank you.
Gracias, embajadora. De continuación.
Thank you, Ambassador. Chile, please. Thank you very much, Chair. As we commemorate the 16th anniversary of the January 12, 2010 earthquake in Haiti, the Chilean delegation would like to join this respectful tribute to the victims and reiterate its ongoing solidarity with the people of Haiti. This devastating earthquake was one of the most serious natural disasters in recent history, with an impact on life, institutional frameworks, and the infrastructure of that country. In the face of the tragedy, Chile immediately reacted, sending material assistance to contribute to emergency efforts as well as alleviating the suffering of the people in Haiti. This commitment is something we also maintained in a very challenging context for our country, as shortly after, on the 27th of January 2010, Chile also suffered the consequences of one of the most horrific earthquakes in our history, and yet we continued to fulfill our solidarity mission in the mid and long term, aimed at providing recovery, reconstruction, and strengthening capacities in Haiti. Reiterating our commitment to international cooperation and regional solidarity are essential in the face of natural disasters. We are reiterating today our willingness to continuing to contribute within the Inter-American system and in coordination with our national authorities with efforts aimed at supporting the people of Haiti as they build their future with greater stability, development, and dignity. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chile. Paraguay, please. Thank you, Chair. First of all, I would like to greet all of you, particularly the Ambassador Pierre of Haiti, the permanent representative of that country, and You can certainly count on support from the Paraguayan delegation, as we already stated and as already expressed by Chile, the coordinator of the Group of 10, of which we are a part. Thank you very much. Chair, Paraguay joins the commemoration of the 16th anniversary of the earthquake, which took place on January 12, 2010. We reiterate our deep respect for the thousands of victims of that horrific catastrophe, as well as our solidarity with their loved ones, family, and the entirely brotherly people of Haiti. 16 years after that catastrophe, we paid tribute with a moment of silence to the people of Haiti and underscored the enormous importance of international cooperation in addressing situations like this, which go beyond the capacity of our own states. In this context, at that time, we joined regional efforts in Paraguay and provided assistance to the people of Haiti by sending medical personnel and rescue personnel, as well as materials and supplies. We reiterate that the solution to the current crisis in Haiti, which includes impacts from the earthquake, which continue to rear their ugly heads today, this is one of the greatest priorities of the OAS, and the relevance of this organization is in large part going to be evaluated based on what we are able to achieve when it comes to this issue. That is why I'd like to take this opportunity to reiterate our support for the successful execution of the roadmap for stability and peace in Haiti, which was proposed by the OAS Secretary General, with the expectation that it will finally lead to peace and development for the people of Haiti. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador. Canada. Thank you very much, Chair. 16 years have gone by since Haiti was stricken by this devastating earthquake, which led to the loss of lives of so many people and shook the country to its core. Canada remembers. Canada remembers the tragedy. It was unimaginable. And we also remember the extraordinary leap of global solidarity that followed while we came together with our efforts in order to provide emergency assistance. As we commemorate the earthquake, we pay tribute to the strength and determination of the people of Haiti. Their resilience continues to be a source of deep inspiration.
Today, the long-term impacts of the earthquake are compounded by an unprecedented security, political, and humanitarian crisis in Haiti. Gang violence, the collapse of institutions, and a fragile transitory governance have only seen the suffering of the population deepen. More than 1.4 million Haitians are now displaced within their own country, placing immense pressure on our already scarce resources, including food supplies and access to health care. Canada remains committed to providing support to address the most urgent needs and to help communities build long-term resilience. Since 2022, Canada has committed over $450 million in international assistance to Haiti. While this assistance is vital, it must be accompanied by concrete improvements in security. Restoring security in Haiti must remain a priority for the international community, including here at the OAS. In particular, the standing up of the gang suppression force is our best hope to help begin restoring security in Haiti. The OAS must do all it can to enable the GSF. Words of support are not enough. Our roadmap for Haiti will lead us nowhere if we can't find a way to act in support of the GSF now. Without meaningful progress, Haiti's political transition and return to democratic order will only become increasingly difficult to achieve. Canada remains a steadfast partner with a long-term commitment to Haiti. The ties between our two countries run deep and will continue to be defined by the solidarity of our two peoples. Let us use this commemoration today as a moment to translate our words into OAS action to restore security in Haiti by enabling the GSF. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. We take due note of your intervention and the others we've heard. United States, please.
Chair, distinguished colleagues, today we gather to remember the devastating earthquake that struck Haiti on January 12, 2010. A tragedy that claimed hundreds of thousands of lives and forever changed the course of Haiti's history. We honor the resilience of the Haitian people and reaffirm our commitment to supporting Haiti's recovery and long-term stability. The United States stands with Haiti as a steadfast partner. In the immediate aftermath of the earthquake, for example, our government, working closely with the OAS and other international partners, mobilized unprecedented humanitarian assistance. We provided life-saving aid, food, water, shelter, and medical care to millions of Haitians in need. Our support extended beyond emergency relief, encompassing long-term investments in infrastructure, health, education, and economic opportunity. The OAS played a pivotal role in Haiti's recovery, particularly in rebuilding the country's civil identification system and supporting elections. With strong U.S. backing, the OAS helped register millions of Haitian adults, restored voter eligibility, and monitored the integrity of the 2010-2011 elections. These efforts averted a legitimacy crisis and laid the groundwork for future governance. The United States contributed critical funding and diplomatic support, amplifying the impact of multilateral action and ensuring solutions were responsive to Haitian priorities. As Haiti faces renewed challenges, escalating gang violence, political instability, and humanitarian needs, the lessons of the post-earthquake response remain relevant. The OAS's work in Haiti offers a blueprint for effective, efficient multilateral engagement. Continued investment in the OAS is a strategic way to promote stability, security, and prosperity in Haiti and across our region. The United States remains committed to supporting Haiti's sovereignty and self-determination. We recognize the importance of Haitian-led solutions and regional cooperation. Our support for the Multinational Security Support Mission and Gang Suppression Force, authorized by the UN Security Council and endorsed by the OAS last November, reflects our determination to help Haiti restore security and create the conditions necessary for transparent and credible elections. We urge all member states to contribute to Haiti's recovery, not only through funding, but also through personnel, technical assistance, and other resources. The suffering in Haiti is extreme, and the stakes for our hemisphere are high. By working together, we can help Haiti emerge stronger, safer, and more resilient. Let us honor the memory of those lost in the earthquake by renewing our commitment to Haiti's future. The United States stands ready to work with our partners in the OAS and beyond to advance stability, prosperity, and hope for the Haitian people. Thank you.
Gracias por su
Thank you. And I now recognize the Ambassador of Uruguay. Thank you, Chair. Uruguay would like to thank the delegation Antigua for Haiti for including this point on the 16th anniversary of the devastating earthquake of January 12, 2010, a tragedy which has profoundly marked the history of Haiti, that moved the entire international community. It was one of the most serious natural disasters ever in the hemisphere, with a devastating impact on the lives of hundreds of thousands of persons, Haitian institutions, and the Haitian social fabric. In this context, Uruguay reiterates its solidarity and support for the people of Haiti and the family members of all the victims, and it recalls the Uruguayan nationals who were negatively impacted by the earthquake. It took the life of Gonzalo Martinez, a lieutenant colonel of Uruguay. I'd like to recall that on that occasion, the important work of the Uruguayan contingent that deployed in Haiti in 2010 was working on the UN peacekeeping mission, the MINUSTAH. At that time, Uruguay had two infantry units, one from the Navy, one from the Air Force, and several officers in Haiti. After the earthquake, the national contingent deployed more than 70 persons in Port-au-Prince for security, support for humanitarian work, without abandoning their principal missions. Our soldiers, Uruguayan medical personnel, participated in search and rescue operations, provided medical assistance, and logistical support. Chair, Uruguay highlights the resilience and strength of the Uruguayan, of the Haitian peoples in the face of the events we remember today. Uruguay reiterates its historic willingness to cooperate with Haiti, which has been expressed through its participation in several international support forces and also through initiatives geared to development, stability, and humanitarian assistance. In this context, we reiterate the importance of maintaining this commitment, sustained commitment on the part of the international community with the Haitian people and with the pillars that uphold our collective action as respect for Haitian sovereignty, international law, promotion and protection of human rights, institutional strengthening, and the promotion of solutions led by Haitians themselves. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador. I now give the floor to the Dominican Republic. Thank you, Chair. Today we come together to remember one of the most profound human tragedies of our recent hemispheric history, the devastating earthquake, which on January 12, 2010, struck Haiti with force that was greater than the capacity of its infrastructure to resist, the capacity of its institutions to resist, and in particular was very hard-hitting for the population. In one moment, hundreds of thousands of lives were lost, millions of people were left homeless, and an entire country saw its everyday life come to a halt in a matter of seconds. The international community responded swiftly and with solidarity. Governments, multilateral organizations, humanitarian institutions, and common citizens mobilized to assist Haiti at one of the most challenging moments of its recent history. The Dominican Republic, as the neighboring country, was the first country to mobilize to support the Haitian people, facilitating access to humanitarian treatment and teams, rescue teams and medical assistance. Nonetheless, it's important to underscore that this early response was not an isolated act, but rather an expression of the spirit of solidarity characteristic of the Dominican people, and based on a basic principle, which is human suffering knows no boundaries, and that immediate assistance at a time of crisis is a moral duty and a part of a commitment to other peoples. 16 years after that tragic date, the Dominican Republic recognizes the strength of the Haitian people, its resilience in the face of such complex circumstances, and its effort to rebuild hope where almost everything was destroyed. They deserve the greatest respect from the international community, but we also recognize that Haiti continues to face significant challenges, humanitarian, institutional, and security-related. These difficulties require the responsible, sustained, and coordinated accompaniment of the international community. Haiti's recovery cannot be understood as a short-term effort, but rather as an ongoing process that demands cooperation, respect for the international legal framework, and a permanent commitment to stability, peace, and development. In this regard, the Dominican Republic reiterates its willingness to continue cooperating with initiatives geared to the well-being of the Haitian people within the corresponding legal frameworks and in keeping with the principles of sovereignty, non-interference, or non-intervention, and mutual respect. Our country will continue working together with the OAS and other relevant international organizations to coordinate efforts that strengthen institutional resilience, economic recovery, and the sustainable development of Haiti. Your Excellencies, commemorating this anniversary is not just an exercise in collective memory, it is also a call to keep alive inter-American solidarity and to redouble our efforts to accompany the Haitian people in the search for lasting solutions. The tragedy of 2010 reminded us that fragility can strike out at any country, and that international cooperation, when carried out with respect and coordination, is essential for reconstruction and for hope. The Dominican Republic today reiterates its willingness to continue contributing to that collective effort with humanity, responsibility, and a profound sense of sisterhood and brotherhood. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador. I now give the floor to the Ambassador of Mexico.
Presidente, señor embajador de Haití, nuestro respeto.
Thank you, Chair. Distinguished Ambassador of Haiti, our respect and our solidarity. Mexico seconds with great respect this commemoration, remembering the victims of the devastating earthquake that struck at Haiti January 12, 2010, reiterating our closeness and solidarity with the Haitian people. as a country that is also hit by high-scale seismic movements, Mexico is well aware of the damages caused by such tragedies. After January 12, 2010, Mexico responded immediately with a humanitarian assistance effort that included sending basic inputs as well as deploying rescue teams, medical personnel, and specialists in emergency care. This effort, carried out in coordination with Haitian authorities, international organizations, and organizations of civil society, sought to address the most urgent needs of the population and reflected the humanitarian drive that is part of our country's efforts. Various regional and multilateral coordination mechanisms continue to be very relevant for addressing such situations in vulnerable consequences. The main lesson of the 2010 earthquake in Haiti is that solidarity must be accompanied by sustained long-term cooperation. Accordingly, Mexico today ratifies its commitment to the stability, recovery, and development of Haiti. On a bilateral basis, we continue to give impetus to initiatives aimed at strengthening institutional capabilities, including cooperation programs in the areas of security, food security, electoral training, all respecting strictly Haitian sovereignty and the priorities defined by its authorities. On the multilateral level, Mexico has backed the efforts of the international community to contribute to stabilizing the country, including supporting the mandate of the integral UN office in Haiti, measures aimed at containing armed violence and the actions of non-state actors, and now through the reactivation by the Secretary General of the OAS, of the group of Friends of Haiti, and the initiative of having a roadmap for addressing the situation in that country. 16 years afterwards, we reiterate there can be no lasting stability without sustainable development, nor can there be any possible development without stability. Addressing the structural causes of Haiti's vulnerability requires a comprehensive approach that is person-centered, combining security, institutional strengthening, and opportunities for economic and social development in the long term, always with respect for Haiti's sovereignty. Mexico reaffirms its full solidarity with the Haitian people and its willingness to continue collaborating from dialogue, cooperation, and multilateralism in favor of a stable, resilient, and prosperous Haiti. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Ambassador. And I now give the floor to Guatemala. Thank you, Chair. My delegation is grateful for the inclusion of this point on our agenda, which allows us to remember the devastating January 12, 2010 earthquake in Haiti and pay homage to its victims, expressing our full solidarity with the people and government of Haiti. 16 years after this tragedy, Haiti continues facing a complex situation marked by humanitarian, social, institutional, and security-related challenges that require attention and sustained accompaniment of the international community. In this context, Guatemala has reiterated its support for the efforts geared to shoring up stability and institutional strengthening, as well as for regional cooperation initiatives and international initiatives that support these processes with full respect for the sovereignty and national priorities as defined by Haiti. This support must translate into actions. We've contributed over time in specific and constant ways to international efforts for Haiti, including by sending and deploying several peacekeeping contingents. Convinced that hemispheric solidarity should be reflected in sustained actions aimed at alleviating the suffering of the population, bolstering national capabilities, and fostering lasting conditions of resilience and sustainable development under the leadership of the people of Haiti themselves. Chair, this commemoration is also a reminder of the importance of strengthening prevention, preparation, and reduction of the risk of disasters, especially in countries situated in high vulnerability areas, as is the case of the Caribbean and Central America. Integrating risk management, resilience, and planning in development strategies is fundamental so as to reduce future impacts and to protect the most exposed populations. This is why we also acknowledge the importance of one of the main lines in the roadmap presented by the Secretary General, which addresses this important issue. In that regard, Guatemala will continue accompanying the Haitian people with a firm commitment to continue contributing to peace, stability, and the well-being of its citizens. Thank you very much. Thank you for your remarks, and I now give the floor to the Ambassador of Costa Rica. Thank you very much, Chair. Before getting into the substantive aspects of this agenda item, and since it's the first regular session that you are chairing of this Permanent Council, we would like to welcome you as Chair of the Permanent Council for the next 3 months. We're certain that with your experience and leadership, the plans that you have proposed to us are in good hands and will be accomplished. You can count on the support of our delegation. I'd also like to echo the words that were read by Ambassador Mayerlin Cordero on behalf of our regional subgroup in welcoming Ambassador Coronado, Permanent Representative of Peru, to the OAS, and also on welcoming Ambassador Jean-Josue Pierre in his initial appearance as Permanent Representative of Haiti to this organization. We wish them both the best of success as they perform these new functions. Chair, Costa Rica accompanies the people and government of Haiti in commemorating this 16th anniversary of the devastating earthquake of January 12, 2010. We pay tribute to the thousands of victims, and we express our permanent solidarity with the people of Haiti who have faced this tragedy with dignity and resilience. Costa Rica reiterates its historic friendship with Haiti and its full willingness to accompany the people of Haiti in troubled times. We value the role of this organization, particularly the Executive Secretariat for Integral Development, SETI, as well as the different mechanisms of cooperation, coordination, and assistance offered, for example, by the Inter-American Committee for the Reduction of Natural Disasters and the assistance that is provided through this organization with the FONDEM. These are specific expressions of hemispheric solidarity and of our collective commitment to the reconstruction, stability, and development of all peoples, in particular the Haitian people. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador. The mission of Colombia is recognized. Thank you, Chair. Colombia joins this commemoration today with respect, solidarity, and regional solidarity. And though it's very painful to recall the earthquake that devastated Haiti, this forum allows us an opportunity to pay tribute to the victims and to the resilience of the Haitian people, and to reflect on the lessons that this tragic event has left our entire region. Those lessons continue to be relevant today in a context in which structural vulnerabilities and natural risks persist. Colombia stood side by side with Haiti at the time of the earthquake of 2010, and later in the earthquake of 2021. Our country responded immediately, sending humanitarian assistance, urban search teams, medical personnel, and logistical support, all in coordination with Haitian authorities, international organizations, and the regional organizations. These actions reflected our country's commitment to hemispheric solidarity, which needs to find expression when most needed. In that spirit of solidarity, which has guided Colombia's actions vis-a-vis natural disasters, which with ever greater frequency and intensity are affecting our region. In recent years, Colombia has shared capacities and lessons in fighting disasters. It has deployed specialized teams to address emergencies in neighboring countries, and it has also participated actively in regional cooperation mechanisms to provide humanitarian response, early detection, and recovery. The magnitude of these challenges confirms the importance of addressing them jointly with coordination. As a country highly exposed to natural phenomena, earthquakes, hurricanes, mudslides, and extreme weather events, our country has learned that an immediate response, even if urgent and necessary, is not enough. That is why we have strengthened national risk management systems. We have looked at preparation and prevention as fundamental. We've also looked at South-South cooperation as a key tool for bolstering good practices and strengthening capabilities in other states of the hemisphere. This preventive approach is essential for reducing the impacts of future disasters. It is in this context that we take advantage of this opportunity to place emphasis on the importance of the OAS playing a central role in disaster prevention and in building resilience. The OAS is a unique forum for articulating efforts, sharing lessons from experiences, and also involving the observer states to promote comprehensive approaches that tie risk prevention to sustainable development and human security. In addition, it's an appropriate forum for strengthening hemispheric cooperation when it comes to preparation, early warning, and reduction of risk. Haiti's experience reminds us clearly that the lack of preparation multiplies the impact of disasters and deepens inequalities. It also teaches us that early, sustaining, well-coordinated cooperation can contribute significantly to reducing risks and strengthening national capabilities. On this commemorative date, Colombia renews its commitment to continue contributing actively to regional efforts for prevention, attention, and response to natural disasters, and to work from the OAS for the future of Haiti in the context of the roadmap that has been presented or proposed by the Secretary General and under the leadership of Haiti in coordination with international and regional organizations in order to strengthen the preparation and resilience of the country to recurrent natural disasters. Thank you very much. Thank you, Permanent Mission of Colombia. And I now give the floor to the Distinguished Ambassador of Jamaica. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I remember clearly the circumstances of 2010 as I had the opportunity to see firsthand the devastation as I deployed to Haiti a few days after the tragic events of the January 12th earthquake. Jamaica mobilized and deployed hundreds of military, medical, and search and rescue personnel. And we also saw regional and international partnerships form as more support arrived, creating synergies in the response. Today, we pause in solemn remembrance of one of the most devastating tragedies to have struck our hemisphere in modern times. The January earthquake claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands of Haitians, displaced millions, and profoundly altered the social, economic, and institutional landscape of the Republic of Haiti. 16 years later, we honor the memory of those who perished. We stand in solidarity with the survivors, and we pay tribute to the extraordinary resilience and courage of the Haitian people, whose strength of spirit continues to inspire our region and the world. For Jamaica, Haiti is not merely a neighboring state. Haiti is a sister nation of the Caribbean with common history, shared struggles, and a shared commitment to freedom and self-determination. Haiti's 1804 revolution stands as a defining milestone in the history of the Americas and remains a source of pride and inspiration for all peoples of this hemisphere. In the aftermath of the earthquake in 2010, Jamaica and other regional and international partners responded in a spirit of compassion and solidarity. That spirit endures today. This is why the remembrance must compel reflection and a renewed resolve to continue to work for the strengthening of national, regional, and international response mechanisms. The Haitian people have endured not only the catastrophic effects of natural disasters, but also persistent structural challenges compounded by insecurity, economic hardship, and institutional fragility. These realities underscore the urgent need for sustained, coordinated, internationally supported, Haitian-led solutions, grounded in respect for sovereignty and the dignity of the Haitian people. As a member of the Caribbean community and of this organization, Jamaica reaffirms its commitment to supporting Haiti's recovery, stability, and development, including participation in the gang suppression force. We believe firmly that Haiti's path forward must be shaped by practical support, meaningful action, and international cooperation that provides for long-term resilience as well as short-term fixes. The Organization of American States has an important role to play in fostering consensus, mobilizing technical support, and amplifying the voices of Haitians themselves as they work towards peace, security, and development. Mr. Chair, on this anniversary, let us recommit ourselves not only to remembrance, but to action, not only to expressions of solidarity, but to sustained partnership. Let us ensure that the sacrifices and suffering of January the 12th, 2010 are honored through a collective determination to support a future for Haiti defined by stability, opportunity, and hope. Jamaica stands with Haiti. We always have, and we will in the future. Mr. Chair, thank you.
A usted, embajador.
Thank you, Ambassador. I now give the floor to Grenada.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. This being the first occasion on which we take the floor under your chairmanship, I would like to salute and congratulate you on assuming this role, which we are confident you will do with great efficiency, and offer you our mission support during your tenure. Mr. Chair, Grenada thanks the Permanent Mission of Haiti for requesting the inclusion of this commemoration on today's agenda. It provides the Council with a moment not only of remembrance, but of reflection on loss, on resilience, and our collective responsibility as a hemisphere. Today, Grenada joins others in solemnly commemorating the 16th anniversary of the devastating earthquake that struck Haiti on January 12, 2010. That tragedy claimed hundreds of thousands of lives, displaced families and communities, and caused immense social and economic disruption. Its effects, indeed, are still felt today. As we honor the memory of those who lost their lives, we also recognize the extraordinary strength of the Haitian people. In the face of repeated shocks, natural, economic, social, institutional, they have continued to endure, to rebuild, and to hope. Their resilience is not abstract, it is lived daily, often under the most difficult of circumstances. This anniversary also reminds us of a broader reality, that small island developing states remain acutely vulnerable to natural disasters and climate-related risks. For Grenada and for the Caribbean, Haiti's experience reinforces the urgency of preparedness, resilience building, and sustained international cooperation, not only in moments of crises, but well beyond them. That's why, Mr. Chair, Grenada reaffirmed its solidarity with Haiti and its commitment to supporting Haiti's stability, recovery, and long-term resilience. We recognize that Haiti continues to confront complex, very complex humanitarian, economic, security, and governance challenges. These challenges require sustained engagement, humility as well, and coordinated action from the international community to the extent that each of us can give, and collectively we are to give. In this regard, the role of this OAS, working alongside partners such as the UN, CARICOM, and other regional and international actors, remain important. Multilateral cooperation grounded in respect for Haiti's sovereignty and guided by the aspirations of its people remains essential. In closing, Chair, Grenada stands with the people of Haiti, as we have always, as we always will. We remember those who lost their lives. We honor those who survive. And we reaffirm our shared commitment to a more secure, a more resilient, a hopeful future for Haiti and for our hemisphere. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Gracias a usted, señor embajador.
Thank you, Ambassador. And Peru has the floor. Thank you, Chair. Peru joins this commemoration to remember the victims of the earthquake that hit Haiti on January 12th, 2010, and to express our solidarity with the people of Haiti. In this context, we should recall that my country responded immediately, sending humanitarian aid as well as specialized military personnel with special capacities for receiving and distributing assistance. This team that was in Haiti had already done work after the earthquake in Pisco in Peru in peace in 2007, which made it possible for them to provide special assistance in Haiti. The members of the Peruvian team deployed in the mission for stabilization in Haiti of the United Nations participated actively in rescue, removal of rubble, and assistance to the population. In all, approximately 6,000 Peruvians participated. To that was added about 50 tons of humanitarian assistance, which included about 4 tons of medicine as part of the efforts of the Peruvian state to address the most urgent needs of the Haitian population. These actions were based on Peru's experience as a country with a lot of seismic activity, and we have developed responses that we were able to offer to the service of a sister country. On marking this date, Peru reiterates its firm commitment to regional cooperation and to joint work to address emergencies and to provide humanitarian assistance when disaster strikes. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Ambassador, and I now offer the floor to the Ambassador of Panama. Thank you very much, Chair. With the permission of Mayerlin Cordero, who is speaking on behalf of our group, Panama, would like to make the following remarks as Panama. We thank the Permanent Mission of Haiti for having included this item on the agenda, which calls on us to reflect upon 16 years after the January 12, 2010 earthquake, not only a tragedy of the past, but also the lessons that this event continued to pose to our region, because the 2010 earthquake was not just a natural disaster. It was also a profound test for the institutions, governance, and capacity of collective response of the inter-American system. 16 years later, remembering this calls upon us to reflect on how we can accompany the most vulnerable states before, during, and after the crisis, and the need to bolster prevention and resilience as pillars for the response. We recall that, this disaster shows us that disasters don't happen in a vacuum. Rather, their impacts are greater when there are institutional fragilities, persistent inequalities, and institutional weakness. Therefore, the international response cannot be episodic nor reactive. It must be strategic, sustained, and aligned with national priorities, placing people at the center of our actions. For Panama, marking this anniversary represents an opportunity to reiterate the importance of moving towards comprehensive approaches to risk, with bolstering, underscoring the importance of sustainable development and sustainable regional cooperation. We highlight the importance of having logistical capacity and coordination so as to be able to have a timely response, but also with mechanisms that strengthen preparation and resilience in the long term. Chairman, dear colleagues, it also reminds us that hemispheric solidarity is not measured only in times of emergency, but rather in the consistency of follow-up and learning from lessons from the past so as to not repeat errors. Haiti deserves that we continue to provide support for the dignity of its population. Panama reiterates its willingness to continue working together with the member states and the organs of this organization on initiatives that strengthen cooperation, resilience, and human security in Haiti and throughout the region. May the memory of this anniversary move us to not only remember, but to act with greater collective responsibility. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador, and I now give the floor to Suriname.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The earthquake of 12 January 2010 in Haiti was not only a short-term disaster, but had long-term effects which are still felt. The country was not able to rebuild its schools and other damaged infrastructure in time. Other crises overtook it and made life difficult for both its governments and people. Suriname did provide humanitarian assistance to Haiti following the earthquake. My country dispatched military and police personnel to Haiti as part of the international relief effort after the quake. In addition to personnel, Suriname sent material support, including blankets and rice, to help those affected by the disaster. This contribution was part of a global response in which countries and organizations sent aid, rescue teams, supplies, and financial support in the immediate aftermath of the earthquake. But as said before, it was not enough, also because external efforts were not coordinated and linked enough with local efforts. There were important lessons to be learned. The rebuilding of Haiti is an ongoing project which needs good coordination between local and external actors. We cannot erase the suffering of the victims of the quake, but we can try to provide continued assistance so that the survivors will have a better future, even in a more complicated local political and security situation. Suriname has a hardworking and respected Haitian population and stands with Haiti as we have always done. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Gracias, embajador.
Thank you, Ambassador. The Holy See is recognized. Thank you, Chair. The delegation of the Holy See is grateful for including this item on today's order of business. This allows us to commemorate the 16th anniversary of the January 12, 2010 earthquake in Haiti. This was a tragedy that led to enormous loss of human life and countless material damage. 16 years later, Haiti continues to suffer the consequences of that disaster, and we have seen those consequences then aggravated by other factors, such as the August 14, 2021 earthquake, the recurrent impacts of hurricanes, and above all, the complex socio-political, security, and humanitarian situation on the ground, which continues to cause so much suffering for the population. During this period, it is irrefutable that much effort has been deployed in order to rebuild the country. However, we can't leave out the fact that there is a long path left ahead. And against this backdrop, Pope Leo XIV, in his speech on the 9th of January, speech to the accredited diplomatic corps to the Holy See, spoke about the desperate situation of Haiti, which has been beset by so much violence of all different types, from trafficking in persons to forced exile and kidnappings. He spoke that with concrete and necessary assistance from the international community, Haiti must adopt as soon as possible the necessary measures in order to reestablish democratic order, put an end to the violence, and achieve reconstruction and peace. The Holy See will work closely with the people of Haiti and would like to underscore the fundamental assistance of the local church, as well as the many different ecclesiastical, humanitarian, and Catholic institutions, as they work on behalf of the well-being of the entire Haitian population. Thank you very much, Chair.
Gracias a usted, señor embajador.
Thank you, Ambassador. France, please. Thank you very much, Chair, Secretary General, Madam ASG, ladies and gentlemen, permanent representatives. Please allow me, first of all, to give a very warm welcome to His Excellency, the Ambassador of Haiti, as well as His Excellency, the Ambassador of Peru. As we commemorate the 16th anniversary of the 2010 earthquake, France pays tribute to the numerous victims of this tragedy, which created such suffering for the Haitian country and people, and we express our solidarity with the victims of the family, the survivors, and the entire Haitian country and nation. We saw the deployment of gang suppression forces, as well as organizing presidential and legislative elections planned for this year, will allow the Haitian people to take part on their own path toward constitutional order and stability. France continues to be mobilized alongside its partners in Haiti in order to support the Haitian people as part of this process. Thank you very much.
Gracias,
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you to the Haitian delegation, as many ambassadors have already done, for drawing the attention of the Permanent Council to this significant commemoration, which allowed us to honor the victims of the 2010 earthquake and recognize the strength and resilience of the people of Haiti. On behalf of the Permanent Council, Ambassador, we reiterate our solidarity with the people of Haiti and our commitment to continuing to support its efforts in recovery and development on behalf of the entire region and Haiti. Item 6, and this is pursuant to Line A, Article 28 of the Rules of Procedure. I'd like to ask the delegations if we can proceed with the installation of the cap for the financial year 2026 under the chairmanship of the distinguished representative of Brazil, Benoni Belli, who was elected by acclamation as chair of the cap at the session held on December 17th last. If there are no objections, the cap is hereby established.
Como siguiente punto,
Next item, I'd like to ask if we can adopt the following minutes from the Permanent Council. That is, I apologize. Costa Rica is recognized, says the chair. Thank you very much, Chair. As you all know, I was not able to personally speak in December of 2025 due to force majeure, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all of the delegations and the General Secretariat for the commitment that they showed throughout the 6 months in which I was chairing the CAP. We assumed that responsibility with a sense of seriousness and a sense of purpose, guided by the principles of financial sustainability, efficiency in the use of resources, and transparency in administrative management. I would like to underscore that during this intense period of work, as you all know, among other things that I could share as major achievements, we have the review of the 2026 program budget, which came from a technical, respectful, and participative negotiation process, and we also supported the analysis of the organizational chart for the General Secretariat, giving impetus to a more clear, functional, and coherent institutional structure, as well as mandates that are priorities for the management of the capital fund and others. These are just some of the many different resolutions adopted during that 6-month period. I am also speaking to reiterate my gratitude to the Technical Secretariat, Liliana Navarro, the staff from the Administration and Finances Secretariat, which were instrumental in the success as well as the professionalism that we achieved. Also, thank you very much to the CAP board, comprised of Canada, Brazil, Guatemala, and Argentina. I'm delighted to know that many of them are now also going to ask to continue as part of the CAP board, which is very useful for the incoming chair. Also, thank you very much to my team at the mission, because during this period of work, we were extremely busy, and I was able to count on their technical support and professionalism as we adopted the majority of the resolutions by consensus and through very intense negotiation processes, which were, of course, very successful. Also, thank you very much to all of the delegations. I've already noted the fundamental role played also by the Colombian delegation, so I would like to thank them for all of their very constructive support. And finally, congratulations to the new chair of the CAP, Ambassador Benoni Belli, the permanent representative of Brazil to the OAS. who will be shouldering this challenge as the chair of CAP. We wish him most success, and we know that you are in the very best hands, as Ambassador Belli has shown his great skill at the helm of the Permanent Council. So you can count on the full support of our delegation, Ambassador. We reiterate our full willingness to continuing to actively work on the efforts of the CAP, which is fundamental to ensuring that the OAS has the financial and administrative structure it needs in order to effectively respond to its political tasks and mandates, technically, from these states. Thank you very much.
Bueno, muchas gracias a usted, querida embajadora.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And on behalf of the Permanent Council, we would like to congratulate you for all of the work that you carried out during the last 6-month period with your entire working team, and also the notable efforts that you deployed, and that certainly deserves an applause from all of us.
Bien, a continuación.
Now, as we wish most success to Ambassador Benoni Belli as he assumes the chairmanship of the CAP, we will now move on to the next item, which is the adoption of the minutes of the Permanent Council. That is minutes 2436 of the regular session held on June 15, 2023. Acta 2452 of the special session held on September 22, 2023, and Acta 2576 of the special session held on January 6, 2026. Adopted. Item 8, farewell to Ambassador Martin Schalkwijk, the permanent representative of Suriname. With great respect and gratitude, the Permanent Council is bidding farewell today to our dear colleague, Ambassador Martin Schalkwijk, who began his post as permanent representative of Suriname to the OAS on the 28th of March, 2022. During this period, Ambassador Schalkwijk has stood out for his professionalism, integrity, and staunch commitment to promoting integral development, strengthening democracy, and regional cooperation, always guided by the values of our organization. He has shown great leadership when he chaired the Permanent Council and the Inter-American Council for Integral Development, supporting democratic processes through EOMs and promoting the participation of Suriname and in key regional instruments for human rights, such as the Inter-American Convention on the Protection of Human Rights of the Elderly, and became the first country of CARICOM to join that convention. He also showed constant unity and commitment to Haiti, leading with dedication and sensitivity the humanitarian assistance cluster with the Permanent Council Working Group for that country, decisively contributing to the coordination of regional efforts on behalf of the people of Haiti. Ambassador Schalkwijk is leaving behind a valuable legacy when it comes to strengthening regional multilateralism and the constructive work of our organization, marking his dedication as an example for all. Ambassador Schalkwijk, receive our most sincere recognition and our best wishes for your future plans and responsibilities. I will now give the floor to the regional coordinating groups as well as any other delegations that would like to speak. I am delighted to give the floor first to St. Kitts and Nevis.
Thank you very much, Chair. The delegation of St. Kitts and Nevis is honored to present the following statement in its capacity of coordinator of the CARICOM caucus, as we bid farewell to His Excellency Ambassador Martin Schalkwijk and pay tribute to his distinguished tenure. Ambassador Martin has been a valued and respected member of the CARICOM caucus and an exemplary leader of Suriname's mission to the OAS since 2022. His interventions at this council and in the various committees were consistently thoughtful, principled, and enriched by a depth of experience drawn from an illustrious career in public service, diplomacy, and academia. His breadth of knowledge and experience were undoubtedly enhanced by his distinguished prior service as advisor to the Cabinet of the President of Suriname from 2020 to 2022, and concurrent advisor to the Minister of Finance and Planning, where he coordinated the country's recovery plan and played a key role on the IMF negotiation team. The strategic insight and calm authority he demonstrated in those roles were clearly reflected in his leadership and contributions within this organization. An accomplished scholar holding a PhD in sociology from Cornell University, Ambassador Martin is a recognized expert in social change and development. From contributions to his country as Professor of Social Change and Development at the Institute for Graduate Studies and Research of the Anton de Kom University of Suriname, to shaping generations of students and contributing meaningfully to national and regional discourse, his vast academic training, complemented by his preparation at the Sustainability Challenge Foundation in the Netherlands, underpinned his contributions to deliberations at the OAS, which in turn benefited the consistently high quality of his interventions, and most recently, his effective and commendable chairmanship of the Inter-American Council for Integral Development, FIDI. Beyond his professional achievements during his tenure in Washington, D.C., Ambassador Skolkwick's long career reflects a life of service across multiple spheres in Suriname: international postings in Europe and the Americas, engagement with the Catholic Church, and faculty and administrative appointments at various universities. Throughout, he has been guided by integrity, humility, and a quiet strength of character. His gentle demeanor, coupled with intellectual rigor and moral clarity, earned him the respect and affection of colleagues of CARICOM and those from across this hemisphere. Ambassador Skolkwick, as you complete your tenure and begin the next chapter of your life, the CARICOM family joins the wider OAS community in expressing profound appreciation for your friendship, your leadership, and your invaluable contributions to our collective work. We extend our warmest wishes to you and to your wife and extended family for continued good health, fulfillment, and success in all your endeavors. May the path ahead be marked by peace, purpose, and the same spirit of service that has so distinguished your career. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador, who has spoken on behalf of CARICOM as coordinator of that regional group. And now I give the floor to the Dominican Republic as coordinator of the Central America group. Chair, I'm honored to speak on behalf of the delegations of Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, and the DR in order to pay a deserved tribute to Ambassador Jan Martin Willing-Schwalbig, the permanent representative of the Republic of Suriname to the OAS, as we are bidding farewell to him from this organization. During his time at the OAS, the ambassador of Suriname has shown staunch commitment to the fundamental values that inspire this organization: democracy, human rights, comprehensive development, and multidimensional security. His contributions to our deliberations were distinguished always by a reflection that was balanced and highly informed, sustained on his exceptional professional experience combining foreign service, academia, and work with civil society. His robust training as a social scientist and broad university experience, as well as his work in public institutions and NGOs, enriched our debates significantly and provided us with a rigorous perspective, but always deeply human. The Central American countries and DR greatly value his openness to dialogue, respect for diversity of perspectives, and his constant willingness to promote understanding and constructive dialogue, particularly in areas related to sustainable development, social cohesion, and regional cooperation. Ambassador Schalvik, as we commemorate the 50th year of Suriname's independence and during the inauguration of an art exhibit dedicated to U.S. Surinamese artist Joseph Nami, you shared a reflection that very clearly summarizes the spirit that has led your experience. Beyond circumstances, we must never give up being productive and creative. That is the idea that is so powerful and reflects your personal attitude toward life as well as the way that you provide diplomacy and public service. As you conclude this part of your mission at the OAS, receive the sincere gratitude of the countries of Central America and the DR for your contribution to strengthening multilateralism at the hemispheric level. We wish you most success in your new endeavors, and we trust that your experience will continue to contribute valuably to the region and Suriname. Thank you very much and most success, Ambassador.
Gracias, embajadora. A continuación, tiene el uso de la palabra Chile.
Chile.
El grupo 10.
Thank you, Chair. I'm honored to speak on behalf of the Group of 10 in order to bid farewell to Ambassador John Martin Schalvik, the permanent representative of Suriname to the OAS. Throughout his almost 4 years here at the organization, the ambassador has stood up because of his intellectual curiosity, his vocation for public service, and his commitment to the development of our region, which translated into meaningful contributions to our debates and the work of this organization. His training as a sociologist, along with his extensive academic career in Suriname, allowed him to contribute to our deliberations with a historic, analytical, and structural perspective. Thanks to this wonderful experience in designing public policies and cooperation for development, as well as his work with civil society, he gave depth to our debates on institutional strengthening and inter-American cooperation. At the OAS, among other positions, he stood out as the chair of the Inter-American Council for Comprehensive Development, and under his leadership, CIDI was able to address one of the central challenges of our hemisphere. How do we focus on institutional and human capacities in order to ensure that trade effectively contributes to inclusive sustainable development? During his chairmanship, he drove an approach focused on results, promoting dialogue between member states and exchanging best practices, as well as drafting a roadmap for developing capacities aimed at improving trade in the Americas. Ambassador Schalvik was known for his serene and respectful style here at the OAS, and before we bid him farewell, we recognize his experience in which intellectual curiosity and his commitment to public policy led to his work here at this organization, and we wish him most success in this new chapter. We thank him sincerely for his contributions. Thank you very much.
Gracias, Chile.
Thank you, Chile. Coordinator of the Group of 10, and now Canada. Thank you very much, Chair. On behalf of the Permanent Mission of Canada, I would like to express our deep gratitude to Ambassador Schalvik. He has meaningfully contributed to multilateral work at the OAS, and notably thanks to his leadership on Haiti in the area of integral development.
Canada particularly wishes to recognize his leadership during Suriname's chairship of the CD, where he emphasized the importance of capacity building and strengthened trade as drivers of inclusive and sustainable development. Canada strongly supports these shared priorities. Canada sincerely thanks Ambassador Schalvik for his service, collaboration, and integrity. We would also like to take this opportunity to commend him on his efforts and for his contributions towards setting a course for Suriname as it begins to navigate its coming economic transformation. Canada also appreciates its strong collaboration as ambassador of the Republic of Suriname to Canada and looks forward to continuing working with him in this capacity. We wish him every success in his next chapter. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Gracias. Y tiene el uso de la palabra.
Thank you. United States.
Thank you, Chair. The United States extends its sincere appreciation and best wishes to Ambassador Martin Skalkvik as he concludes his service as permanent representative of Suriname to the OAS. Since presenting his credentials in March 2022, Ambassador Skalkvik has been a constructive presence in this council, steady, pragmatic, and consistently committed to collaboration across the inter-American system. We recognize his leadership on one of the most urgent challenges before the organization today, Haiti. As a vice chair of the OAS Permanent Council Working Group on Haiti, he helped sustain focused engagement and coordination in advance of our last General Assembly. We also take note of Ambassador Skalkvik's broader contributions to the OAS's development agenda, including his service as chair of the Inter-American Council for Integral Development in 2025, and his emphasis on capacity building and trade as tools for economic and social development. Mr. Chair, Ambassador Skalkvik has represented Suriname with professionalism and a solutions-oriented approach, and we have valued the mission of Suriname's engagement with the United States and other delegations throughout his tenure. The United States also values the broader trajectory of U.S.-Suriname relations, including senior-level engagement that has emphasized investment, growth, and shared regional priorities. On behalf of the United States and our entire mission, we offer Ambassador Skalkvik our warmest regards and best wishes in his next chapter. Thank you, Chair.
Gracias.
Thank you very much. Uruguay is recognized. Thank you very much, Chair. On behalf of the government of Uruguay, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Ambassador Martin Skalkvik for his work as permanent representative of the Republic of Suriname to the OAS. Ambassador Skalkvik has shown his ongoing commitment to multilateralism, fruitful dialogue, seeking consensus, and these are essential values to strengthening the inter-American system, and he shows his constructive spirit and staunch beliefs, always on behalf of the interests of his country and the principles we share as a region. His contribution has been meaningful as we've addressed shared challenges as a region, particularly area related to sustainable development and strengthening our institutional frameworks. Particularly, I would like to highlight our recognition to him for his valuable contributions to as the chair of CD, and now we have the challenge in filling his very big shoes, and he has been very valuable, particularly during this transition, a fundamental source of support to Uruguay. As chair of CD, he certainly is leaving a mark as he worked to promote constructive dialogue, cooperation, and an agenda aimed at the integral development of our peoples. In fact, his decisive support for strengthening the capacities of trade in the Americas has translated into an approach that seeks to facilitate business activity as well as the formalization of SMEs and strengthening regional value chains as well. This also includes working on the supply chain. We also saw his contribution in drafting a roadmap for developing capacities to improve intra-regional trade. Ambassador, we wish you most success in your new chapters, both professionally and personally. And remember, you always have a friend at the House of the Americas. Thank you.
Gracias, embajador.
Thank you, Ambassador. I now yield the floor to Guyana.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to extend Guyana's thanks to Ambassador of St. Kitts and Nevis, who presented a very comprehensive presentation on the work of Ambassador Shalwick whilst he was here. Chair, I intervene to extend my personal thanks to Ambassador Shalwig and appreciation to him. You know that we are neighboring countries, but only recently I became aware that we are more than neighbors, as Guyana was mostly Dutch in the earlier years of colonialism, whilst Suriname was mostly English. And we have been speaking about the political and social development of our two countries. I would join in wishing him that he would continue his work in sociology and writing on the politics and the development of our countries. He has experienced the years running up to the independence of his own country, the turbulent years there and after, and he can make a great contribution to our hemisphere in writing on the development of these, at least our two countries of CARICOM. I thank you very much.
Gracias.
Thank you, Ambassador. I now give the floor to the Ambassador of Jamaica.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The delegation of Jamaica aligns itself with the statement by the distinguished ambassador from St. Kitts and Nevis, and who articulated on behalf of all members of CARICOM. It is our duty to also express Jamaica's personal sentiments to Ambassador Shalwig as he ends his tour of duty. Mr. Chair, Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General, colleagues, alternates, ladies and gentlemen, it is with mixed emotions that my delegation joins in bidding farewell to our esteemed colleague, Ambassador Martin Shalwig, Permanent Representative of the Republic of Suriname to the Organization of American States. Ambassador Shalwig's tenure among us has been marked by a quiet strength of leadership, principled diplomacy, and commitment to multilateralism. Throughout his service to this organization, Ambassador Shalwig consistently demonstrated a deep respect for dialogue, consensus building, and the core values that bind us together as member states of the OAS. The delegation of Jamaica valued the spirit of cooperation and solidarity that he brought to our engagements. As CARICOM states, within this hemispheric family, Jamaica and Suriname share not only geographic proximity, but also common aspirations for economic development, the strengthening of democratic institutions, and the advancement of our region. Ambassador Shalwig has always had a thoughtful and constructive partner in advancing these shared objectives, both within CARICOM coordination and across the wider OAS community. His interventions were invariably measured, insightful, and guided by a clear sense of purpose. Whether addressing issues of development or hemispheric cooperation, his contributions reflected a steadfast dedication to ensuring that the voices of smaller states were heard and respected within this forum. Beyond professional accomplishments, he will also be remembered for courtesy, collegiality, and genuine warmth. These qualities enriched our deliberations and strengthened the bonds of friendship that are essential to effective diplomacy. On behalf of the delegation of Jamaica, I extend sincere appreciation to Ambassador Shalwig for distinguished service to Suriname and to the Organization of American States. We wish you every success in your future endeavors and trust that the legacy of engagement and cooperation will endure. Ambassador Shalwig, you leave this table with our deepest respect and best wishes. Jamaica looks forward to continue our friendship and collaboration with both you and Suriname in the years ahead. Mr. Chair, I thank you.
Gracias.
I thank the delegation of Jamaica, and I now give the floor to Mexico. Thank you, Chair. In addition to what was already stated by the Permanent Mission of Chile as coordinator of the G10 regional group, the delegation of Mexico bids farewell with great affection to Ambassador Martin Shalwig as his term as permanent representative of Suriname to the OAS draws to a close. My delegation values in particular his openness to constructive dialogue, contributing to a climate of respect and cooperation in a regional context marked by complex challenges that require understanding, political sensitivity, and a commitment to the principles of the OAS Charter. We take this opportunity to reiterate Mexico's appreciation for the ties of friendship and cooperation that unite our countries, and to wish Ambassador Shalwick the best of success in the new stage that he now takes on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, distinguished representative of Mexico, and we now give the floor to Panama. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. With the permission of the permanent mission of the Dominican Republic, which coordinates the Central America Group, I'm honored to take the floor on behalf of the permanent mission of the Republic of Panama to pay a sincere and well-deserved tribute to Ambassador Martin Shalwick, permanent representative of the Republic of Suriname, on the occasion of the culmination of his mission to this organization. This is an appropriate moment to express to you, Ambassador, our gratitude and recognition for you, distinguished colleague, who has left an appreciable mark on the work of this organization in the day-to-day exercise of hemispheric diplomacy. During his work at the OAS, Ambassador Shalwick was characterized by a firm commitment to the principles that undergird the inter-American system, in particular respect for international law, promotion of constructive dialogue, and defense of democracy, human rights, and integral development. His statements at the Permanent Council are well-measured and very clear, as well as committed to seeking consensus. Under his representation, Suriname provided a serene and reflective voice to the debates of this organization, helping to enrich our collective analysis and reminding us of the importance of multilateralism as an essential tool for addressing the common challenges our region faces. Ambassador Shalwick was capable of building bridges, fostering understanding, and also bringing about an ambiance of mutual understanding, including in complex and sensitive debates. For the Republic of Panama, his presence has been especially valuable. We, in particular, value his permanent openness to dialogue, his openness to cooperation, and his genuine interest in strengthening relations among our countries. The exchanges between our missions unfolded always in a context of professionalism, cordiality, and a human vision of diplomacy. Beyond his formal statements, Ambassador Shalwick will be remembered as an accessible colleague, close, and always ready and willing to contribute constructive ideas. His serene leadership and his capability of bringing together different positions contributed significantly to strengthening the spirit of cooperation that should prevail among the member states of this organization. Excellencies, Mr. Chairman, diplomacy is the essence of public service, and in this regard, Martin Shalwick has served with integrity and dedication and conviction, both his country and the hemisphere. His time here at the OAS reaffirms the valuable contribution of Suriname to the inter-American system and shows how the individual commitment can have a positive impact in multilateral spaces. On bidding farewell, we do so certain that his experience, knowledge, and vocation will continue to be of great value in the responsibilities he may take on in the future. We're certain that he will continue to promote understanding among nations of the values that we share as a region. On behalf of the Government of Canada, on my own behalf, I'd like to express to you, Ambassador, our most sincere gratitude for your valor, as well as best wishes of success in your future professional and personal challenges. Panama reiterates that it respects this friendship, and we extend an embrace to you, your wife Usha, and your whole family. Recently, a colleague of our regional group told us that your birthday is April 17th, mine is the 18th, so I'm not going to forget that because it's just a day later. We're both Aries, and we'll see you soon, Ambassador. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, distinguished Ambassador of Panama. We now give the floor to the delegation of Haiti. Thank you, Madam Chair. The permanent representative of St. Kitts and Nevis already spoke on behalf of CARICOM to express gratitude, but on behalf of the delegation of Haiti, I would also like to address in particular Ambassador Martin Skalork, permanent representative of Suriname, on occasion of your departure, Ambassador, let us express to you our profound recognition for your constant commitment and your openness to multilateral dialogue within our organization. Throughout your time here, you have shown the spirit of openness and solidarity and sincere support for the principles of cooperation. Haiti, the delegation of Haiti in particular, would like to thank you for your support, your attentive ear, and your constructive position when it comes to accompanying our country through complex moments of its recent history. Your action has always been guided by respect, the search for consensus, and the conviction that cooperation among states is essential to reinforce peace, stability, and the development of our region. As this chapter of your life draws to a close, we wish you the best of success in your future functions. And certainly, you will continue to inspire us. Mr. Ambassador, we wanted to share with you these expressions of appreciation. Thank you so much. Thank you, delegation of Haiti. I now give the floor to Costa Rica. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. With the permission of Yerlin Cordero, representative of the Dominican Republic, who has spoken on behalf of our region. Well, we subscribe to those words, and we also would like to add a few words of recognition and appreciation for Ambassador Skalork, permanent representative of Suriname to the OAS, especially for the impeccable manner in which he presided over the work of the Inter-American Council for Integral Development in the last 6-month period. His work and his excellent representation before this organization has been characterized by seriousness and an inclusive approach and a results-oriented approach. We value his commitment to integral development, his openness to dialogue, and his capacity to build bridges among different points of view, specifically contributing to strengthening the work of the OAS. On concluding this stage, we'd like to wish the ambassador we wish to express to him our most sincere gratitude for your contributions, and we wish you the best of success in any new undertakings. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the delegation of Costa Rica, and I now give the floor to the Permanent Observer Mission of the Holy See to the OAS. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I am pleased to take the floor on behalf of the distinguished permanent observers of Spain, Italy, and France, and on behalf of my own delegation, the Holy See, to join our voices to those of the member states in bidding farewell to our dear friend, Ambassador Martin Skalork, permanent representative of Suriname. Picking up on the sentiments of my colleagues, the permanent observer representatives, we thank you for your openness and friendliness vis-a-vis all of us throughout this time. During your passage through this House of the Americas, we've been able to see firsthand his vast culture, his knowledge of politics and the multinational sphere. Also, his chairmanship of the Permanent Council has been so important. We recall, those of us who've been here for a few years, also his chairmanship of the Inter-American Council for Integral Development, and also he has served as chair of the subgroup on humanitarian assistance in the no longer extant working group on a group of Friends of Haiti, in which we participated. We could see his sincere and profound willingness to be able to support the dear people of Haiti. His country can be very proud of his professionalism and dedication. We wish him, together with his wife, who is here with us, the best of success, and we hope that he now has time to publish the book or the books that he may have in his heart. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you very much, Monsignor. We now give the floor to Ambassador Martin Schawick, Ambassador. And first, we'd like to welcome his dear wife to this Permanent Council. Ambassador, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Assistant Secretary General. Dear colleagues and friends, thank you very much for all these kind words. 4 years have flown by, and the time has come to conclude my tour of duty as permanent representative for my country. It has been a great privilege to serve as ambassador to the US, to Canada, to Mexico, and as permanent representative to the OAS. For me, this appointment completed a full circle. I was trained in 1981 as part of the second group of diplomats of Suriname and worked for 9 years at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. After that, I moved to academia, worked with NGOs and tribal communities, returned to the university, and ultimately conclude my professional career here in Washington as ambassador. In the 1980s, I was involved in trade and aid negotiations under the Lomé Conventions. That experience taught me much about the complexity of North-South relations. I learned, for example, that free trade was not always a universal principle, but sometimes a slogan applied selectively. That lesson still resonates today, even within regional arrangements. I mention this period to contrast it with my experience in the OAS. Here, North and South are members of one organization rather than two opposing blocs. The atmosphere here is generally less competitive and more cooperative. At the same time, the OAS has more to offer than we often realize, and I will try to point some of it out. Mr. Chair, or Madam Chair, shortly after arriving in Washington in 2022, I assumed the chair of the CARICOM caucus. Most of the issues there dealt with OAS affairs. I quickly learned that many small states face similar challenges: limited staff, wide responsibilities, and the need to prioritize carefully. At the same time, this reality created important bonds among ambassadors who support one another in very practical ways. In that same first year, I had the honor of chairing the Permanent Council. Although the term was only 3 months, it was an intense experience because there are always some unexpected problems to solve within the OAS. Suddenly, I also had a second office in addition to my embassy, although a beautiful one where you could select some special paintings from the wonderful collection of our own museum. I experienced how professional and dedicated the OAS staff are and how much institutional knowledge exists within this organization. The Permanent Council has a set of important documents and several tools at its disposal, including the informal meetings of regional coordinators. This is of tremendous value to prevent or solve conflicts in this region, and we should recognize that much more. Chairing the Permanent Council is a unique responsibility because the chair is not supposed to lead, but just to facilitate, while carrying at the same time a significant responsibility for balance, fairness, and continuity. Last year, I had the honor of chairing the Inter-American Council for Integral Development, CD, and I saw that there an enormous amount of substantive work was being done by very competent staff, in areas such as education, labor, social development, trade, innovation, environment, energy, and so on. I was encouraged by the quality of partnerships that have been developed and by the continued strong reputation of the OAS. This was evident when experts were invited for panels. They all served willingly and found it an honor to serve. I also participated, it has been mentioned a couple of times, in the working group on Haiti and coordinated the humanitarian cluster. We were able to bring together a wide variety of humanitarian agencies and civil society organizations to discuss pressing problems in Haiti. I took a special interest in the work of the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. Suriname succeeded for the first time in having a commissioner elected, Ms. Gloria de Meis, who you hear today, and we made efforts to address and update all pending cases before the Inter-American Court. This work is essential because human rights are very valuable for a healthy society. Madam Chair, let me reflect on some of this. Before becoming ambassador, I was professor of social change and development at the Anton de Kom University in Suriname. Part of my academic work focused on the relationship between the state, the economy, and civil society, the three main spheres of society. Each of these spheres has a tendency, if left unchecked, to dominate the others. If that happens, citizens are not happy. If the state is too dominant, you will get an authoritarian society, and in Latin America, we know what that means. In the Caribbean, we all know what happens when the economy dominates, which it did during the plantation economy era with slavery and forced labor. But the same is true if civil society or part thereof becomes dominant. Just remember ISIS, or see what is happening to the people under the clerical regime in Iran. So there should
Señor embajador, si me lo permite, de acuerdo,
Ambassador, if I may.
for 1 minute more, according to the rules of procedure, so please press the button again, Ambassador. Go ahead. Please finish your statement. Take your time.
I thought I had some more time to reflect, but okay. So there should be a balance between the three spheres because they should not be separate, but not also collapse on top of each other. And the mechanism which keeps these spheres in balance is democracy. That is why maintaining democracy is so important. In each society, that balance will vary according to its history and culture, but there should be some balance. While each society finds its own equilibrium, the condition of human rights remains a reliable indicator of whether that balance is healthy. This is why democracy and human rights go hand in hand. Okay, I'll skip a whole page here. Just to finish up, Madam Chair, colleagues and friends, as I conclude, I would like to thank you all for your friendship and cooperation over the past 4 years. It has been a privilege to meet so many wonderful people. I also wish to thank the small but dedicated staff of my embassy for their teamwork and commitment. I am especially grateful to my wife, who was my best companion and friend, and a constant source of strength and support. Finally, I wish to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who not only gave me much needed energy and wisdom, but also provided a much larger and lasting context and a deeper perspective for my daily life and work. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ambassador, and thank you very much for your friendship, your work, your legacy. You will be in our thoughts, and we will be also having you in these next steps of your life, having you with all the best is yet to come, Ambassador. Thank you for your words. Y ahora...
And we now will continue with the agenda. If I may, on behalf of Ambassador Luis Ernesto, the chairman, he's asked that I continue to chair for the next item on the agenda, which is other business. So we offer the floor to any member states who have any other business. I see there are two. I give the floor to Paraguay, and please recall that according to the rules of procedure, this is for purely informational matters. Thank you. And Paraguay, you have the floor. Thank you very much. And dear Ambassador Alejandro Solano, it's a pleasure and an honor to see you at the head of the Permanent Council. Madam Chair, the delegation of Paraguay would like to take this opportunity to inform the Permanent Council on the signing of the agreement between Mercosur and the European Union, which happened last January 17th in Asunción under the presidency pro tem of Paraguay. This agreement culminates more than 2 decades of negotiations and establishes a comprehensive framework for deepening the bi-regional relationship in its economic, commercial, and political dimensions. From the economic and commercial standpoint, the agreement creates an integrated market with more than 700 million persons, and it constitutes one of the largest free trade zones in the world, which together represent about 20% of global GDP. In addition, both regions represent a significant proportion of world trade, which makes the agreement systemically important in the international context. The agreement provides for the gradual elimination of more than 90% of the tariffs that are applied to industrial and agricultural products that are traded between the two blocs. Throughout a period of implementation of up to 15 years, with a differentiated time frame and mechanisms of adaptation for sensitive sectors, it also includes provisions to facilitate trade, reduce non-tariff barriers, promote the participation of small and medium enterprises, protect geographic indications, and support regulation. From a regional perspective, this agreement is of special importance for Latin America and the Caribbean, as it will contribute to greater international insertion, to diversifying markets, to strengthening value chains regionally, and to drawing investment, bringing about opportunities for economic development and employment beyond the countries that are directly the signers of this agreement. Finally, I should note that the agreement now sets in motion the respective domestic ratification procedures in keeping with the constitutional procedures of each party prior to its coming into force. Paraguay puts this information to the Permanent Council for its consideration and reiterates its willingness to contribute in the context of this organization to follow-up and understanding of the scope and details of this important bi-regional agreement. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Florentine, for that important information that you've shared. And now we give the floor to the Ambassador of the DR. Thank you very much, Chair. I've requested the use of the floor in order to inform the Permanent Council that the next 26th of January, Monday, the DR will be commemorating the anniversary of Juan Pablo the 10th to pay tribute to his great work, which is the independence of the Dominican Republic. Our permanent mission to the OAS will be having a floral offering under his bust in the Hall of the Heroes of the Americas. The ceremony will be held this Friday, the 23rd of January at 3 p.m. And initially, we have scheduled this for 26th Monday. However, we have seen that we had to move up the ceremony given the announcements of the blizzard falling this weekend. And so we would be delighted to see all of you here at this very important commemoration for the DR. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ambassador Cordero. We take note of this important information, and we will be there with you at this very important commemoration. Thank you very much. Now, the Ambassador of Uruguay is recognized. Thank you, Chair. I would like to thank the Ambassador of Paraguay for sharing this very important information with regard to the signing of the EU-Mercosur agreement and the importance and impact that this will have, a very positive impact for the economies of our region in the continent, in this hemisphere, and certainly this will be one of the largest free markets in the world. And so we have set many objectives here. I just would like to add that the agreement is divided into two sections. One is related to the trade pillar, which is under the European Commission, which has, of course, a specific legal regulation. And then we have a recovery and political section, which is also very important in order for us to have this hemispheric relation, and this is a sign of what the agreement can offer in a very complicated time for multilateralism, and that includes the principles that we hold dear in this organization. And in this hemisphere, certainly they are shared by Europe. That is defending democracy, strengthening political dialogue, and protecting human rights, as well as recovery in all of these areas, which goes back to sustainable development. And there's also a set of social and labor requirements, as well as sustainable development targets. And I just wanted to add that to the presentation from Paraguay. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to offer my solidarity and that of Uruguay with the situation that is being felt right now in Chile due to the forest fires in the Biobío region. Yesterday, the President of the Republic sent a contingent of firefighters in order to collaborate and cooperate with regards to this disaster being felt by our brotherly Republic of Chile. Thank you very much for that additional information, as well as the expression of solidarity, which we certainly all echo with the people of Chile. And now the Holy See is recognized. Please go ahead, Monsignor. Thank you very much, Chair. I would just like to remind all of you that the mission of the Holy See has extended to your delegations and all of you an invitation for next Monday. We will be holding an event which is prayer and reflection on peace in the Americas, and that will be held at 6 p.m. at the parish of our Queen of the Americas. And I know that the weather reports have us all on tenterhooks, but we hope to see you all at the celebration. This year will be focused on the message of Pope Leo XIV, which he shared with all of the diplomatic corps. And the title is, of course, Challenging, Moving Toward a Disarming and Disarmed Peace. In order to share this message from Pope Leo, we will be with the Bishop of the United States. You're all invited. Thank you very much, Chair.
Muchas gracias,
Thank you very much, Monsignor, for the information. We will all be there if the weather allows. And now, finally, we'll give the floor to Madam ASG, who also has some announcements to share. Ambassador Hill. Thank you very much, Ambassador. And I have two announcements and one greeting. The two announcements are that we have the opportunity to improve the lives of our staff and those who work here, as well as members of the diplomatic missions. I would like to inform all of you at the Permanent Council of the fact that as of today, we have opened the main door of the administrative building and the General Secretariat, which is on Constitution Avenue. This decision is the result of a joint effort between the Office of the General Secretariat and the Executive Director with support from the Department of General Services. And this is particularly meaningful because it restores access to an emblematic space of the organization. That lobby is of great historical value and part of our heritage, and that is where we have the charter of the OAS and the Inter-American treaties. It is a point of reference for any visitors to the Columbus Library, which hitherto have had to enter from the parking lot door. And with this reopening, the Office of the General Secretariat reiterates its commitment to institutional openness, projecting our organization and strengthening our welcome to anyone who visits the OAS. And now another announcement. I am also delighted to share with the Permanent Council that as of next week, the cafeteria at the Salon of Delegates in this building will be open to the public. With support from the Department of General Services and supervision of management, which of course depend on the executive director, and in coordination with the Office of Protocol, the team was able to ensure that a provider would agree to participate in a pilot program for 3 months, during which we will have cafeteria services available 4 days a week from Monday to Thursday from 10 to 3. And to conclude this pilot period, we will then launch a competitive process in order to select the provider that best is able to provide this service. Your opinions and comments are very welcome once the cafeteria opens. And finally, I'd like to give greetings to all of the female diplomats who are here with us today, and all of those who are here from your missions, because today we are celebrating women in multilateralism. As you all know, it's no surprise that multilateralism often continues to reproduce the same exclusions that it would like to fight, not because there's a lack of principles, we all have principles, but rather due to inertia, just this temptation of inertia, which we have not yet been able to vanquish. And I just wanted to remind all of you that participation of women is not a concession, it is not any grand gesture, this is just something that is legitimate and part of any quality democracy. And certainly, multilateralism would not be able to survive without women having decision-making power, nor would we be able to have development without them, because inclusion isn't just the result of progress, it is the driver of progress. Thank you very much.
Y bueno, sin
And without any further requests for the floor, and we will conclude on that very inspiring message from the ASG and conclude this session. Have a lovely afternoon.